You're listening to the New Old Heads podcast, shot live every Tuesday at twitch.tv/newoldheads and released every Thursday at noon via bringingdowntheband.com. The show is brought to you by Coleman Dental, Printfinity, Indie CD and Vinyl, and Sun King Brewery. Support the show directly by becoming a member at patreon.com/newoldheads.
You are now tuned in to the New Old Heads podcast. I am Major 7th. The entire crew is here, starting off with my man, Longevity. How are you, sir?
I'm doing great. Thanks, Michael.
Good. Glad you're doing great, buddy.
Doing spectacular.
Spectacular. Is that it? Spec?
Yeah, doing spectacular. Spectacular.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
Good to see you as always, my brother.
Yeah, you too.
My man Jay Moore in the building, fresh to death. I ain't gonna, do what I do. How are you today, man? How's everything?
Doing well. Once again, blessed and highly vaccinated.
Okay, I can dig it.
Now I realize that's a controversial stance,
Man.
after, the NBA media days, but, it is what it is.
I already had somebody go back on their thinking, but we'll say that for maybe the post show.
Mm-hmm.
My man DJ Jay Diff. What's happening, man?
What's going on?
You good?
I'm here. Yep.
Good to see you, man.
Can't complain.
In a good mood. That's what I like, man. Good to see you, brother.
Yeah.
How are you doing?
Likewise.
Are you in a good mood
Yeah,
today?
positive.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, always.
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah, positive.
Good to hear.
Positive.
Well,
Red August is in the building as well. He's not mic'd up, thank the Lord, but he is here doing what he does. So we appreciate Red August for that. Shout out to y'all in the chat. We see you as well. Chat is already popping, so we appreciate that. Let's go ahead and jump into the rundown for our first topic. So, Super Bowl performers have been announced, and for some reason, maybe shout out to 𝗏𝗘, he probably had a lot to do with this. They're going hip hop. Well, for the sake of Mary J. Blige, but she technically, associated with hip hop as well.
Queen of hip hop soul.
There we go. Thank you. Dr. Dre, Snoop, Eminem, Mary J., and Kendrick will be performing.
For the kids.
At the Super Bowl. I'm not gonna front. If it's not Bruno Mars or I don't know, like a OG act or something like that, I never really care about the Super Bowl. I couldn't tell you who performed. Well, the weekend last year.
Yeah,
I ain't watch it. Bruno Mars is the person that's really kept my attention the times that he's performed. Like I said, the OG acts, I'm with that, but I just haven't been that excited about him. This one, on the other hand, is very interesting to me, just from the standpoint of Dr. Dre being at the halftime show. He in his 50s now, like him and Snoop. The Mary J. Blige was, I guess, having all those MCs there and then having her there is a kind of a little different, but I'm not mad at it because I think Mary deserves the flowers, in my opinion.
I think it fits right in.
You think it does? Okay. Matter of fact, go ahead, Terry. Tell me what you think about it, since you said you think it fits well.
No, I mean, it's one of those moments that you can actually say is for the culture.
Okay.
And you can say that it's truly for the culture rather than just saying it to be saying it. It's interesting that it's all hip hop affiliated.
Yeah.
So I've never seen a Super Bowl where everybody on the halftime show were hip hop, essentially. Even like you bring up Mary J. Blige, like Jay Moore said, she's the queen of R&B, hip hop, soul, essentially. Yeah. So, I want to see all the naysayers and all the people that decide that they're now off of the NFL now.
all the guys with Oakley glasses on.
Those guys, yeah. All the Kyles and those type people.
What'd you say,
Except
Terry?
for my brother.
Except for your brother.
Yeah, your brother, no, he'll be all right.
He's a different type of Kyle.
Yeah.
I'm more interested in seeing how they're going to react when it actually goes down, because it's just weird to me that anytime something that doesn't reflect what they look at in the mirror, it automatically disturbs them and it's offensive. So I'm ready for those fears.
I don't know. The artists that are doing it are big enough that
They are, but
I don't know if
You don't think some of that'll be there though long? I agree with Terry on
the
that.
racism is always going to be there, right? It will.
But I do see I do see
if Lecrae's up there with Isaiah Rashad and like J. Cole, maybe, but I see it less. You know, they threw Eminem on there, so you know.
What does that do?
Well, you know,
That's the pacifier.
That's the pacifier.
That
Okay.
caters to all those people. They're like,
Okay.
well, at least they had Eminem on there. He's talented.
So Kyle will watch just because Eminem is on there. Is what
Well,
you
he's
telling me.
denounced Trump and all kind of stuff in his past. So
Yeah, but that was just, you know,
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
yeah.
okay. All right. Well,
They moved on to that other weird white rapper that talks about weird political stuff. What's his name? It doesn't matter. I'm glad I don't remember his name.
good. Yeah, I'm asleep.
But
I'm asleep too.
Yeah, I'm asleep.
I'll have to find his name.
Little Peep.
Don't do that.
His name's
Don't
like,
do that.
His name's like
Little-
Tom
little-
Sawyer.
oh,
or
Little
something.
Pimp.
His name is
Sawyer.
what? His name is what?
Yeah,
Tom Sawyer.
Tom Sawyer.
Yeah.
I'm cool on that.
I'm
And
cool.
Huck Finn.
I know you're
Tom
wrong,
Sawyer,
but
Huck
damn,
Finn.
Yeah, I sure hope that ain't his rap name.
If he makes you think of
The
Tom
irony.
Sawyer,
the irony and all that, right?
Yeah, I'm cool on
But-
that.
Nah, it's somebody knows who I'm speaking on. I'm not gonna say his name because I don't want anybody to listen to him because he sucks, anyways. But no, not Jack. But yeah, I feel like Eminem's just kind of he probably bridges that for a lot of people because a lot of people, you know, we talked about this many times. You know, they can like hip hop as long as Eminem's a part of it.
So let me ask you this.
Spaghetti.
Yeah, he opened up a restaurant too. I ain't mad at it. Get that paper, Eminem. J-Mo, let me ask you this. Does Hov deserve peas for this? Because he definitely had to have had something to do with this. Dr. Dre even said it on the promo. Do we give Hov peas for this?
he might have had something to do with it, but you got to understand, Dr. Dre is a billionaire, and when you're a billionaire, black or white, there's not too many rooms they're not going to let you stand in.
That's
all
fair.
right. And I think it's appropriate if the Super Bowl is going to be in Inglewood.
Yeah.
I mean, what Inglewood means in 2021 is a lot different than what it meant in 1988 when Dr. Dre started doing his music, but it's still Inglewood.
Yeah.
You know, the crazy thing is when people say, oh, because everyone's sent around that meme of like, I guess it's, what is that from? What was that app that we said, is it really relevant? The one where people acted like they were in the music industry.
Clubhouse.
Clubhouse.
Yeah,
Like, I think that's like, you know, like if your Clubhouse room where it showed all those dudes in the Oakley sunglasses. See, the thing is, because I went to high school with a lot of those kids with the Oakley sunglasses, those people, if this is probably a halftime show that they've been waiting on and are probably going to be really into, because the G-Funk, the guy, let's just let me build right here. The G-Funk kind of unified a lot of people. The people who would pull up in those trucks, they still loved Regulators. They still loved Let Me Ride. It was something about just Dr. Dre's, the musicality of it compared to other rap music of that time. And plus, when I'll tell you this, when it's a joke I tell, but at the same time, I've seen it happen in real time, and it works every single time. Whenever you have, like, say, you know, just some white people who are between the age of like maybe 45 and 52. I'll say 44.
What song do they want to sing every
like
time?
It's like I'll tell the DJ, hey, go ahead and put on Explosive, or go ahead and put on Regulate, or go ahead and or put on Drop It Like It's Hot. There's something about that pocket of hip hop that appeals to people in that demographic, and it works every single time.
Kendrick Lamar is on this show as well.
You know, and I feel like Kendrick Lamar, that's literally for people
a good point.
who are younger. Like, because I'm from the Snoop and Dre generation when I was outside when that was playing. You know, I was very much grown by the time the Kendrick Lamar really, really hit. So I feel like Kendrick is like, oh, let's give the youngsters a little something, and this might be a part of his rollout. You just never know.
I just thought
so
it was
I honestly, when I see the G-Funk Super Bowl halftime, I'm honestly thinking at this point, it's about time.
Jump in
I
on
can
that,
dig
Terry.
that, but yeah, Kendrick might get on there and piss some people off.
He might,
because I mean, I don't know if y'all have or remember his performances on BET or MTV or anything that he does. It's always politically charged.
But be clear, this is the NFL. Everything
Beyonce did
it goes
Yeah,
over a fine tooth comb.
Yeah, Beyonce was
Beyonce
smashing police windows and stuff.
Yeah, but that was not. She put that video out the day before her Super Bowl performance. That wasn't a part of her Super Bowl.
It was a lot of
It
black.
was
It was a
real
lot of.
militant.
It was a lot of fists in the air in that
It
performance.
was also. But it was still women dancing in nice little outfits.
It was black, y'all.
It was
black, y'all.
It was very black.
Blackity black.
Black.
Hey,
I'm just saying.
Jay Moore, they had berets
They're
on.
not
If I'm
gonna.
not
They're
mistaken,
not gonna have.
Didn't they have berets on?
Yeah, but I'm just saying,
Yeah,
if you're looking to see them
Black Panther power was going on.
do F the police and have them smash police cars at SoFi Stadium.
I don't think they're gonna do that. So.
That's not gonna happen.
I can see Kendrick doing all right, and giving a shout out because he's remained quiet during all the latest things that have gone on.
True.
And ain't nothing wrong with that because honestly, his music still is relevant even without him saying anything about it. But he could use this as a monumental time to share his thoughts and whatnot during this performance.
Whatever the NFL version is of the statement, they got to, like, Kendrick is a person that's still gonna make it. He'll figure out a way if that's what he's going into it. Like, he's gonna find a way to stay, I don't want to say on brand, but it kind of is. That's what comes with him, like you said about all of his other performances. So that actually is a good point. I want to see how he does it, I guess is my thing, because I know Snoop and Dre, like, they got the OG hits. Like, they cool. Mary gonna be straight. But Kendrick, to Jay Moore's point, is the youngest. And to think about it, and here's what's crazy. Kendrick is OG now in rap. He's what, 30?
About 32, 33?
He might be. Is he older than that?
I don't think so.
But either way, he's been out. He's been out seriously for a decade.
Mm-hmm. See, okay. Well, okay, I see what you're saying. But
so I mean,
nah, man, I'm for it, man. Terry said it when he first started talking about something actually being quote unquote for the culture. Like, this is dope. I'm excited about the set. I want to see how everything works. So shout out to
I want to see who they bring out. There's always somebody that gets brought out. If they bring out Cube and MC Ren,
Plies.
Nah, we don't want Plies.
You know,
shout out to Plies, but not on this one.
You think the Yin Yang Twins?
No, man.
You're gonna find a way to work in the Yin Yang Twins, but
They'll come out and be like, oh,
it's always a good time for the Whisper song.
Yeah, at the Super Bowl, that'd be a great time for the Whisper song.
I think it's but you know what? This is the thing. I just know
that, man.
That whatever transpires, there's always going to be a super overcorrection for the next Super Bowl, to where they're going to be like, all right, well, this time it's going to be Pearl Jam or the Muppets or something. It's going to be something to where it's going to be so. It's going to be so middle of the road or so not black.
Pearl Jam with Soundgarden. Because without Cornell.
Well, yeah. Well, unfortunately, yeah, Soundgarden can't really. But shout out.
No, you stupid.
Counting Crows.
That's the total opposite of everything we talk about right now.
But that's just, because remember, it was the year where it was like Janet Jackson and Justin Timberlake and and it
Tittygate.
And people forget that, like, Nelly and I think Britney Spears were all on that. But then, like, that next year, it was like Up With People or something. I don't remember.
Who is Up With People?
I don't even know what that is.
It was like something I think they just had a marching band or something. It was like, no problems.
Hold on, Lone. Do you know what is it? Upward? What you say?
Up With People. Like,
Lone, do you know what Up With People is?
Let me look it up.
Yeah, look that up, man.
But I just know it was something not.
I don't think it's this.
I don't know what you're looking at.
Surfing white people?
They'll
I don't know. They might weave that in. I don't know.
They'll mess around and bring the Beach Boys with Uncle Jesse.
That's what I was about.
Yeah,
that's exactly what I was about to say.
Like I said, there's always going to be
singing about Kokomo.
Whenever you can't have Nelly on there 2 and 3 years in a row.
You can have Nelly because he got his country album out now.
You could.
Hey,
so they're gonna have Nelly, Billy Ray Cyrus, and
Lil Nas X
and Miley Cyrus.
I hope they do have Lil Nas X.
I know you do. I
feel like Lil Nas X would do great at the
People gonna say the same thing as they did last year when J-Lo performed. There are kids watching. They was upset because J-Lo was showing.
There's always kids watching.
And
as soon as they'll be like, there's kids watching, and then like the next advertisement is for beer. The next advertisement for erectile dysfunction medicine.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
But you always worried. Like, stop. Like, I hate when people be like, what about the kids? What about the kids?
Look, if J-Lo was wearing an American flag bikini, they wouldn't say anything.
Nah.
That's a bar right there.
But it was because it was the imagery of criticism of the kids.
Hey, Terry, what song did you what song did you just start singing earlier?
Jeremy spoken.
Yo, you don't know nothing about no Pearl Jam.
I don't. I'm sorry. I'm asleep.
Hey,
I went on.
I apologize. I missed it.
It's the 90s, baby.
Yeah, if they went
There's a
into.
big smorgasbord.
But then, like, this is the thing. Even if they tried to do, if they wanted to do 90s grunge, it'd be like, well, we can't do Soundgarden, we can't do Blind Melon, we can't do Nirvana. So many people,
None of the good ones.
that just did make it. Like Pearl Jam is literally the only one
They can do Weezer and Better Than Ezra.
Oh man,
I know Weezer. I don't know.
What y'all know
better
about
than
Silverchair? They might be able to dig
Maybe
up
live?
Silverchair. Yeah. Oh, yeah. You can break.
They got one single, you know.
that. I'm sleep on
There's-
all of these names.
There's so many, like, they can do what's that band? The Presidents of the United States of
Yeah,
America.
they come out. They could do Peaches.
I remember that
They can
song.
do-
Is that
yeah.
them?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't. I'm
They had
sorry.
that song, and then they had Lump.
I remember that.
Yeah.
All right, man. Well, it's probably going
Green
well,
Jelly.
they can do Foo Fighters, but Foo Fighters technically really ain't grunge.
Yeah.
but it's going. I'm with you on the
Yeah.
total opposite.
No, they'll
following you. They like, all right,
Foo
we,
Fighters would probably actually fit the Super
Yeah,
Bowl.
I think
mode,
that would
though.
actually be.
I'd tune in if Radiohead did it,
Radiohead.
and they'd probably put everybody to sleep.
Well,
Super Bowl,
look,
but
man.
I don't know.
This right here is like y'all better enjoy it because next year we coming back with
Never
Hall and
again.
Oates or something
They
like
gonna be
that.
shaking their fists. Never again.
Never. All right, man. Let's get into let's get to the next topic. I need somebody.
I need to
clip
see
that.
Parliament Funkadelic at a
Talk to
Super
him.
Bowl one time.
Yeah, you're never going to see that.
I
So
know.
Stop.
I need Parliament Funkadelic with Ron Isley and Isley
Talk
Brothers
to him.
First of all,
and Earth, Wind, and Fire.
that's never going to happen. And the only way we see Parliament Funkadelic is if Dre brings them out.
Yeah,
Yeah, now, Dre, bring out George Clinton, there, man.
Yeah.
that would be a good time.
Like, you guys really get excited for Super Bowl halftime?
Not really.
This is the
I'm
first.
just curious.
No, I
because
don't. This is the first one where I'm actually somewhat excited to see.
Now I will say Prince killed it.
Prince
killed it.
I mean, he did Purple Rain in the Rain,
Yeah,
you know, and then
Bruno
and
Mars
the
be
Colts
killing
won that Super Bowl too, so that made it all the more better.
Bruno Mars is a great performer. I'll watch his, but
I don't know.
that stuff last year, I ain't watching.
Who was
Yeah,
it
I
last year?
J Lo.
Yeah, note that time.
Don't do that. The Weeknd.
No, yeah, I'm thinking about the year before.
Yeah, I see. All right, man. Let's go into the next topic. Good catch, Long. So
16 minutes.
16. Okay. Thank you, man.
Dougie Fresh, you're on.
So, two shows that are part of our childhoods. Long call on at the end, but Rap City and Video Soul have been confirmed. They're gonna. I don't know. Well, they're bringing it back, if you will. Big Tigger, who I actually thought did a great job on Rap City with the booth, and loved how he came in and would rap with the rappers. I think he did a great job. And then Donnie Simpson actually confirmed I think it's the Ebony website where he said Video Soul is going to make a brief comeback. That's what the headline says. I don't know how long ago, it was a while back, we kind of tossed the possibility of this idea around back then. I never thought it was going to pop up and actually happen.
Terry wanted to do it.
Yeah, and Terry actually had some dope ideas, and it turns out here we are.
It's just there's so many weird legal stuff with it, with being able to show stuff even on platforms. Like, there's no way we could do this on YouTube. We could technically illegally do it on Twitch.
Yeah, and until
there's
But
just
people would have to watch it live because you.
exactly.
yeah, I feel you. But
We ain't got that budget.
I talked to him. Jay Diff, I'm coming to you though. Let me come to you first on this one. How do you feel about the idea of these quote unquote reboots? I guess they're going to bring them back out. It says briefly, so obviously it's not going to be something they're going to do too long. Because Donnie Simpson was, he's OG now. Big Tigger's still out here putting out content. He's got a dope show with Rhapsody.
Radio. Well, both of them are on the radio. Donnie Simpson and,
you're right.
With
Yeah,
Rhapsody
on the
or with
With Rhapsody, they got a program.
Okay.
It's on.
It's dope.
It's a cool little thing in there.
I see what you did, but
That's why that whole conversation's been confusing.
But Terry, talk to me about. I'm gonna go here. Talk to me about the possibility of Rap City. Is there anything that excites you there? The possibility of the booth, because the booth was in the background for the promo picture, so they're gonna bring that back. Is it gonna hit the same? How will it be received? Because everything is different from when we were kids.
This is what it's going to do.
Okay.
This is pretty much for the cats that were in school back then that would come home from school, get their afternoon snack, and watch either Rap City, The Basement, or the cats in our age group that were kids and who were introduced to a lot of stuff through both Rap City and Video Soul, because
Video Soul on?
Video Soul was on BET. So
I don't remember that. I do remember Rap City though. I used to watch Rap City when I got off of school.
Well, Video Soul was out and very popular amongst my generation and my demographic, because it was the only video show that showed like R&B and not even necessarily hip hop videos, because hip hop wasn't featured on
no, it wasn't
Video Soul. It was all R&B and contemporary and things like that.
Did it come on right before it?
No, it came on at night.
Yeah, this is later.
Yeah, it was at night, and like I remember summers and all kinds of stuff at nighttime, just sitting there watching Video Soul and getting hip to a lot of stuff. And like the closest thing that was hip hop on Video Soul was probably BBD.
Yeah,
no,
the iconic interview.
There were certain artists that you knew that Donnie Simpson liked. Donnie Simpson liked Houdini. Mm-hmm. So I remember this is my memory with Video Soul is like, this is when you could actually sit and watch videos with your kids. This is how old I am. Facts. And so like on Friday nights, me, my mom and my sister, while we're waiting on my dad to get home, because he's usually coming in off the road on those Friday nights, we would watch the top 20 countdown. And like, I
remember that.
And it would be, you might be able to, you'd catch, of course, videos that MTV would just ignore.
It was
from
pretty
New
much
Edition,
the Jet magazine.
Yeah.
There we go.
And the thing is, like, he would, Donnie Simpson got to interview all the artists that MTV basically ignored because they were black.
100%.
That was the thing. But their top 20 countdown, I wish, Viacom would do more with what they have in the vault, because they have all these legendary interviews with artists who've really done great things, and maybe they'll make that a part of the show. Well, it's on Tubi, so has nothing to do with Viacom. But
that's who has it.
Yeah, that's who has the new version. But the thing is with Rap City: The Basement, I don't want to see a show that features rap videos from now. If they're going to somehow make it about the basement, make it about interviews, I think that would be cool. The same thing with Video Soul, like them trying to feature videos in a time where everything is on demand. And if I want to see, if somebody does have a video I want to see, I can just pull it up on my phone.
That's true.
I want the content that I cannot get from just picking it up on YouTube. I want to be able, if Donnie Simpson's going to sit down and interview, like I saw like not David Bowie, but Sting like did a shout out. It was like, yo, thanks for, good looking out on on Video Soul coming back. We're excited. If he can get interviews with those type of artists, I would be very excited to see that. But if you're just going to do a video show, I have no interest in it.
It's pretty much just for, like I was saying, it's just for our demographic though. So like, I don't think younger cats are going to be as enthused about,
because they don't remember. They don't
BT,
care.
Rap City, or definitely not Video Soul, because Video Soul wasn't even out during the same time that Rap City, like the Big Tigger version of Rap City, was out. It wasn't even out at the same time. So I don't see them being excited for it. I feel like it's a nostalgia type thing for our generation. That's the reason why they're saying it's pretty much limited. It's just something to kind of give you a pacifier or something to make you reflect on times from back then, I believe.
If they brought back those classic episodes,
that would be, I'm more with that. Just show me the whole episode.
Show me the whole episode.
Minus the commercials. I'm cool.
Be like, oh, I forgot we had that, that Glenn Jones or Regina Belle, like that classic 80s soul, those Luther Vandross and Alexander O'Neal records. That would be cool to see, but as far as like, I don't want to see no new videos.
We gotta wait on Questlove to get the rights for that to happen.
I think the Video Soul part is a little more exciting, because I know Donnie Simpson is good at what he does, and if they allow him to, put a spin on it with a bit of the retro, like you guys said, with maybe some of the older episodes. But to Jay Moore's point about new content, he's a good person for that. Like
he's a really great interviewer.
Yeah, like he would be dope.
He's still on the radio.
Yeah. So that part excites me. The possibility of hearing Donnie Simpson again as it relates to the show format, like it was with Video Soul. So, but with Tigger, like I'm not worried about Tigger. I just don't know how it's going to be received for anybody outside of our era. Like I'm not excited about the possibility of them doing the booth with a lot of the rappers today. I don't want to see that. That doesn't excite me.
You don't want to see Lil Nas X get in the booth?
No, I don't want to see
over his.
I don't want to see that.
Rap his ass off, literally.
He needs to.
I mean, if he wants to be a part of the community,
that's what he said.
And he wants to respect in hip hop, he better get in that booth.
That's what he said. And there's somebody right now like, well, he doesn't have to really rap. He can still be a part of it.
Well, these cats are scared to
freestyle anyway.
To freestyle.
Yeah.
That's like in lost art for all the newer people coming up.
Man,
don't be throwing on none of them old beats, man. I don't want to rap.
Freestyle. I don't know.
I don't freestyle.
I'm not a rapper.
I'm a rock star.
I'm a
Put me in
hustler.
the hip hop category.
Performing is a lost art.
Say that,
bro. I just saw a clip of whatever the Legends of the Street. What is that tour called that Boosie just got kicked off of? Y'all know what I'm talking about?
No. A friend of mine went
Did
to
he
that
get
in Atlanta.
kicked off?
He's kicked off the tour.
Why is he kicked off of it?
Some fight happened on stage.
Well, I mean, that wasn't his fault.
That's what I said. But they kicked Boosie off the tour. Like, he's off the tour.
Man, they trying to cancel Boosie.
I swear. And but I was watching some of the footage. I think even Soulja Boy either performed or was a part of this show.
Well, they canceled that show.
Okay. But I saw him and I'm like, Soulja Boy is performing over his lyrics. And I'm like, word, like you supposed to be quote unquote Soulja Boy is an OG now, right? He the first to do everything.
And first of all, your lyrics aren't that complicated.
Thank
that you. Can't remember.
Why are you?
You can't remember how to get your swag on. You got to have your rap over your lyrics.
Why are you rapping over your lyrics, sir? I'm confused. Like,
life is hard, man.
Here's my only thing with this.
Okay,
and this
He
is
said life is hard.
Life is hard.
I'm gonna randomly be. This is a random serious moment. Like,
yeah,
as a performer. Why wouldn't you learn how to perform your vocals live as opposed to dancing around? And here's the way. It's interpreted dance, right? If you're not performing. But
shout out to Napoleon Dynamite.
But here's the thing. Sure, it's okay these days. You're not going to get a ton of flack in general if you do that because everybody's doing it. Yeah. Everybody's lip singing with, background tracks of everything. But why wouldn't you? As if you want to grow yourself and be looked at as serious from a lot of the people that, let's just say, are older, that came up in an era that saw that are still gatekeepers.
They don't care.
I know. But why wouldn't you, if you really cared about your career, why wouldn't you learn how to do that? So you're one up on everybody else that's not doing that.
What you just said, you said, if you really care about your career.
Yeah.
I think at this point they care more about they don't care about their craft as much as they care about the bag. If that makes sense. I'm
gonna answer my own question. I think people care too much about what it looks like than opposed to the overall outcome of it.
Oh, okay,
if it looks good on Instagram.
Yeah.
And God forbid Instagram crash. All these artists lose their entire platform.
Oh my God. It was
some sweating going on.
It was thousands of women who were no longer models.
Man, no longer influencers or nothing.
But, and I'm not even saying this from like a criticizing point. I'm just saying, like, if you want to get ahead as an artist, do a little bit more. Like, perform your stuff live. People are going to look at you and be like, oh, wow.
Do y'all remember?
You're saying the words.
You remember the conversation we had about Tyler's interview as it related to Jay Diff about how he kept saying he cares. Yeah. I think that's out the window. I
don't think it is for everybody. I just want to be the voice for anybody that pays attention, that is on the fence with that. I would just say do it.
I can dig it.
It's not a ton more work. It's a little bit of practice so you don't feel like I've done it. So
these are lyrics. These are lyrics you wrote.
I know how to do this, so I can speak on this. It's not that much more work, and I was saying way more words than you guys are saying. So,
so line there.
Words.
So it's, and it, it's funner. I don't know. I just don't. I don't fully understand it. Why you wouldn't do it
as a concert, as a person that's watching a live show. I would prefer it to be it's a live show.
I will never buy another ticket for anybody that doesn't perform.
Well, I ain't mad at that.
Well, no, I mean,
that's just me.
I respect that.
No, I mean, it's like you got 5 people on stage with a microphone and y'all are rapping over a backing track. Like, that has to be the worst thing I've ever seen.
Don't ask me how I feel.
Yeah.
How'd you like the show? Don't ask me that.
I'll tell you, it was terrible.
Yeah,
like, there was a certain
don't care
at all. There was a certain rapper, who was coming up here locally, and their people who rep them were like, "What'd you think about the show?" I said, this person needs to learn their lyrics.
Yeah, learn how to perform.
Because I'm sorry, like, this is up here, and once again, it's an old reference. I said "Putting on the Hits," which was a lip syncing show way back in the 80s.
Yeah, I remember that.
And they probably didn't even know what I was talking about, but I was like, I've been around this for too long.
Exactly.
For me to act like seeing you up there, you're
not doing anything.
You're not even trying to rap over the track. Sometimes you're just lip syncing, and I'm not here for that. I'm not paying my money. I don't care if it's $10. I see you lip syncing. I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell people how terrible of a performer you are.
Yes, it's one thing. One second. It's one thing to like let the song play and do your ad libs because that's weird, anyways. But when you get on stage and you lip sync the entire thing, like, bro, what?
I'm like, why does everybody have a mic if nobody can
here
perform?
crooning?
But you're not
like you didn't drink your lemon tea and your voice ain't.
You're not hitting notes. You just got to remember. You just got to remember words.
What you're asking though, what you're talking about, it's not even a snob type comment. It's literally just, fam, we want to see you perform. Like, it's not that much to ask to have somebody come do a live show and just perform. I'm not asking a whole bunch for that.
Am I spending $5 or $10 to see you dance on stage? Yeah, to a song that I can listen to for free on Spotify.
Jay Diff said it best. He's like, you could have went in the car and listened to Apple Music if it was going to watch you guys lip sync.
But I sidetracked there because that kind of took me down some. But back to the other part of it is like the Video Soul stuff. I think in the Rap City, I think it would be really cool. I don't know how anybody does this.
Yeah,
but I think it would be really cool to have some sort of show that was similar in the vein of showing music videos. I don't know if it's a rank system or what, but that is just like people found, like, and so it's like legitimately putting people on, to new stuff, like the greatest new videos or something like that from whatever artist. Doesn't matter who they are as long as
something you come across that was dope.
Yeah, I think that would be cool. I would more so be inclined to tune into something like that than bringing back an old show or anything like that.
I like that.
What's crazy is like, I heard an interview with Ed Lover, and he said, what's crazy about MTV Raps? They didn't because they didn't know what the culture was. So me and Dre picked the videos.
Yeah.
They would never let that happen now. They would never let talent pick the videos, just like they don't let talent pick the songs on the radio.
There's no way.
They were on didn't have a clue
at all.
Like we literally had to watch MTV all day just to see one Michael Jackson video.
No, I tell
one point in time.
No, they gonna play it. What time?
No, I tell people that's why, like at 44, that's why every black person around my age, that's why we know all these sometimes terrible rock and pop songs because we had to sit and wait for an hour or two so we can see one Prince or one Michael Jackson or maybe one Janet Jackson.
Look, man. Not all those songs were bad.
Okay. No, they weren't. But you know what? There's no.
And you would have never heard them if you didn't have to wait around for.
I know, but there's no reason why I should know Winger and
Winger was a little late
and
a little later.
That's when they came out with that song 17.
They would have never heard Buddy Holly or.
Well, that's different. Like I'm talking about, like
Cake was cold though.
But I'm talking about
like Tears for Fears.
I'm talking about in the 80s. Yeah, I would
Phil Collins.
We wouldn't know all these Thompson Twins songs and
Van Halen.
Yeah, that's how we and David Lee Roth. Like that's how
I see you with that Phil Collins.
That's how I know all these songs. But I was remember I was like, oh yeah, the New Jersey album is about to hit. Why would I know that as a black kid in the 1980s?
Is that a band?
No, that was the album that came out after Slippery Then When Wet from Bon Jovi.
Mm-hmm.
Bad Medicine was the first single. That's how I know that because
Red August over there learning. I see you
exactly because I had to wade through all that if I wanted.
Red August over there learning. He's soaking it up.
I knew it was Friday night because INXS Kick came on and it was about to be live.
Speaking of Red August, we can end this topic here so we can shout out our partners real quick.
Oh, okay.
But no, man, like I said, with this one, if
Shout
they do put a spin, if they do,
Sensation was it's a dope record.
If they do put a new spin on it, I'm with it. But I'm just excited.
Classic.
I'm excited strictly off nostalgia. I ain't gonna lie. Let's shout out our partners real quick, and we'll come back for the next two topics.
For our partners.
Don't do that.
Dr. Coleman of Coleman Dental is our go-to dentist. He's a longtime Indianapolis arts and music supporter located right in Broad Ripple. Printfinity is a screen printing shop based in Indianapolis, owned and operated by our own DJ Jay Diff. Our good friends at Indie City and Vinyl operate one of the best record stores in North America. Shop new and used in their site or visit them in person. Sun King Brewery is what we're drinking on every episode. Check out their many local locations, and they might just be selling in your city if you're not in Indianapolis. And the best way to support the new old heads is to visit our Patreon and become a member for as little as $3 a month. All details on newoldheads.com.
Are we back? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Thanks, Red August.
All right.
Shout out to the partners as always, and shout out to the chat. We see y'all. Thanks for being active throughout this episode. Let's go to the next topic.
Tough acting.
I see.
Tough acting to acting.
I see you. I see you.
See, now you're advertising.
Not really.
Write that down, man.
John Madden. That's the only reason I know that. John Madden used to do that commercial.
Facts.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He had multiple commercials for them. They gave him a bag.
Yeah.
Good call.
John Madden. He's still alive?
I don't know.
I believe he is.
Yeah.
He got to be.
I remember when they got him up out of the booth, because it would be like he would go from like drunk John Madden to non-drunk John Madden, but I don't think he was drunk.
Yeah. Him and Pat Summerall are my favorite all-time duo by far.
Pat Summerall would be like, all right.
All right, man, let's get to this topic because I know that'll turn into something else.
Yeah.
So happy birthday to Russell Simmons. He just recently turned 64. And, we know Russell's a pioneer, OG, legend. His resume speaks for itself. But Russell has had, he's had, some allegations and some things pop up. What would you say, Jay, more in the past? What's the time frame? We talking in the past, 10, 15 years? Would you say, is that a safe bet? Or do they go back further than that?
1988.
The allegations
are they older than that?
The allegations go back very, into the 80s. Maybe 90s, because
there's multiple ones though, right?
Yeah.
Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
There was a documentary that came, and it was a story that kind of came and went. It was and it's still on HBO Max. You got to kind of dig for it because it's not something they put on their front pages. Because initially Oprah was involved, but then she pulled her and then she pulled her support. Whatever.
I see long.
It's disheartening because I think everybody who is a fan of hip hop and has been in this culture, they kind of look to Russell Simmons. He was the first one to get somebody a major record deal with Mercury.
Well, let me get the lead in so they know what we're talking about. Like the question I'm asking is, do we think his legacy will be tainted
by the allegations?
By the allegations, only because as it relates to hip hop, there's not too many things you can say to go against Russell Simmons based off the foundation of what he did. Like, he's going to always be a hip hop icon. I don't care what nobody say.
Well, I mean, it's the same way Bill Cosby will always be an icon in comedy.
Good one.
And with Russell Simmons,
don't do that.
like I said, it's very hard for me. I think you said that you have not seen the documentary. It's kind of hard.
They love me, Red August.
For me to, as someone who's seen the documentary, not feel some kind of way. Especially, this is like I interviewed Russell Simmons, back in the day. Yeah.
Their video of this?
No. It was a phoner, but
okay.
it was a situation to where I've actually had a conversation with Russell Simmons when he had his book out. I think it was called Super Rich, and he was talking about, I mean, of course, the Russell Simmons that is now the dude who does yoga and doesn't eat meat and will say
Indian style
and will say out loud that money doesn't make you happy. Happy makes you money. That's something that always
only rich people say that.
Exactly. Once again, I was like, shout out to him and akon. But you can say that. You can say that
once
when
you become rich, you realize that it doesn't mean that much.
You can say stuff like that when you already have a Rolls Royce.
Be all zen and calm about it. Money really doesn't mean.
Give me all your money.
Akon about to have his own country. He's like, man, don't forget all that money. It's
but then when you see the documentary. And it's weird because all the women who've come forward, it's a weird thing because, not only do they have roughly the same story, but they all look exactly the same.
Yeah, that's tough.
Weird. It's weird, and you know, like I said, it's just like I can still have value on the Cosby Show, The Different World, the fact that he gave all this money to historically black universities. I can't ignore some of the other things. It's the same thing with Russell, because, you know, sometimes it is, okay, he said, she said, but, you know, when there's smoke, there's fire.
Usually.
This is what happened with Russell.
It's
This is
really
how Russell
hard for
messed
me
up.
to not think about these things, despite the fact that, you know, he's one of my hip hop heroes.
Tell me how he messed up, Terry.
This is how Russell messed up. When all the allegations start to actually surface, he dipped.
Oh, he
Like,
went to non-extradition
he
countries.
does not live in the U.S. anymore.
Good point.
Oh, he doesn't?
No. He
He was
pulled
in,
a
like,
Woody
Bali.
Allen.
Facts.
No, he
just-
pulled. No, not Woody Allen, because Woody Allen's still around here.
Who am I talking?
You talking about? He's talking. Oh, I don't want to say
His first name Woody, ain't it?
Roman Polanski?
No,
No. I know who.
it's Woody Allen, the
No,
one
it
that
ain't.
married his
No,
stepdaughter.
him and his daughter still live around here.
Nah, I thought they did.
I don't think they did, but I know what you're talking about. Go ahead, man. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
but no, I mean he literally, as soon as it got hot, he got up out of here, and he's been like sharing his opinion and trying to clear his name from over there. So that kind of looks guilty in itself. But to your point, the foundation that he built as far as hip hop is concerned, and creating the iconic Def Jam label, which housed Run DMC, LL Cool J, Public Enemy. These are just a few to name. And I mean, Rick Rubin was there with him. He was his sidekick or co-partner at that time. So, I mean, you can't take any of that away from him. But in the midst of all that great was a lot of dirt, unfortunately, that he pretty much left. So you can't really give him a pass, because
I agree with
you
that.
dipped on it without clearing your name over here. Like, nah, I didn't do that.
Now I will say this, like, yes, it every time we see him, it looks like, but the thing is, he does still come back to the United States of America pretty frequently, you know, because if he was really trying to be just a non-extradition, he would never come back. He wouldn't come back here to see his kids and be here for graduations and holidays and whatnot.
I'm with.
But I will say this: when we talk about Russell and we talk about the allegations, once again, they are allegations, and they are not anything that's been taken. They're not actual charges. Let's be clear. I don't want to just put stuff out there.
Oh,
and they're allegations, not charges.
Yeah, that's true.
But I'm with Terry from the standpoint of the initial leaving, like how
And the
that
thing-
how that
thing
how
about
that comes
is
off.
too, he did that, but in the same token, it's really weird how Oprah was a part of this initially,
Mm-hmm.
and this is the same person that was backing what's the creep from Hollywood.
Oh, what's your boy name?
She's been hugged up with him in a lot of pictures.
Yeah.
Harvey Weinstein. Oh yeah,
Weinstein.
because someone was like, "Yeah,
Harvey.
Oprah should run for president," and then I
Yeah.
found a picture of Oprah and Harvey Weinstein. I
It's
was like,
more than
no.
one picture.
Yeah,
But
oh,
it's
no, they was-
weird.
yeah.
It's weird that
It's like whole
you
Hollywood gang.
would ride for him,
Yeah.
but in the same token, try to pretty much
But you know, Oprah
kill
called.
his character. That's the reason why she pulled out of it, because she pretty much knew she was being a hypocrite.
But also, she caught that heat because it was like, okay, you waited 10 years until after Michael Jackson was dead, and then you're going to pull these kids who basically been proven in court of law to be liars.
Facts.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, like,
That wasn't.
I got my issues with Oprah, so I'm not going to get into it.
It's one
here.
thing to chase a bag, but when you're a billionaire,
Yeah.
there's not enough bag. I mean, you've pretty much got the bag. You're there.
Oprah, you didn't need to do that.
Yeah,
I'm just going to say, you
stirring
didn't
the
need to
poop.
do that.
Yeah, she was
Stirring
whack.
the
She was
poop.
whack for that long. You got any thoughts on this?
Yes.
Go ahead. Well, the floor is yours, sir.
Oh, well, thank you.
Yes.
I think in a lot of these conversations around cancel culture and all this stuff, it's very easy to lose track of the realistic idea that people can be good and bad at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Russell can have changed things in hip hop and been a pioneer,
Mhm.
and also been a really bad human being potentially, right?
Yep.
I don't know what happened with him, so it is what it is. I don't put a ton of stock into our court system when it comes to this type of thing either, because there's no real good way to go into the past and verify facts and stuff. There's just it's too hard to do that. So, when it comes down to it, I really don't know. But do I think that his legacy will be tarnished a little bit from it? Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
I think so. And should it be? I don't know. I really don't know.
Cosby's a good comparison.
And I've heard
good
people
comparison.
say, well, Russell was this is when he was, and he's been very open about the fact that he used to have cocaine issues, smoked cigarettes, ate meat. Like, there's a picture of Russell from 30 years ago where he looks older then than he does now.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I cannot excuse bad behavior just because you say, oh yeah, I like to drink and do drugs at that time and I was wilding. Like,
yeah,
okay, whatever anyone likes to do, it doesn't excuse criminal behavior.
For sure. And even beyond criminal behavior, just like behavior that whether it's legal or not, you know what I mean? Like, there weird stuff around consent and all that. He may not have been doing necessarily anything illegal at the time necessarily.
No, if like I said, if you see the documentary, he was doing things.
I need to watch
this documentary then, because
this wasn't
were people pressing charges back then?
No. But see that, and that's where, but this is where, because people don't have faith in our system,
right?
And they understand the patriarchy and understand that, like, when it's a man and a woman in a room together and they're alone, like, people will say, well, why were you in that situation? Like, so it's very, like, that's terrible. Unfortunate.
Why were you
that's
pretty?
Terrible.
Yeah. Why were you so pretty that a man would invite you to his house?
I can dig that. I'm all for that. And there are some people that are not very honest with themselves
100%.
or the situations that they put themselves in as well. And nobody ever talks about that necessarily.
Right.
Because for someone not to ever say anything, like, and I understand it takes courage to come forward. But a lot of these situations, it's almost like waiting until
it's safe.
It's safe to not say anything.
It's safe to actually say it.
Yeah, it's safe to say something.
Because, once you realize, oh, I'm not the only one. See, that's really what it is, unfortunately, with Russell. Like, there are all these other women who are like, oh, that happened to you too.
Cool. I'm going to go ahead and talk about my
same
situation.
Thing with Cosby. It's like, oh, this is a thing. Like,
yeah.
I thought,
and the thing is, even with, let me be careful here, because even with Cosby, it's women who are like, oh yeah, he might have, pulled out his yam, or touched my behind. You know what I'm saying? Like, with Russell,
he was wilding.
It's just straight up rape.
Oh wow!
I gotta see this. What's the name of it again?
See, that's the thing. I don't like.
Okay,
I said,
that's right.
Just like you might have to. I have to look it up because, like I said, it's not something that HBO Max puts on their. They're not putting it on their front page. Yeah.
Here, check out this documentary on Russell Simmons.
Add this to your favorites.
What are you watching if it's suggesting that show to you?
Kind of algorithm of you.
Because I'll be honest, even when I remember they had one of one of the women on there, and like I said, it's public record. She was on Hot 97, talking to him. Even then, I was like, once again, her word versus somebody else's word.
Yeah.
But then, like I said, when I saw the documentary, and I was like, it seemed like a real pattern of behavior.
It's tough.
That's what hurt my heart as somebody who I is seeing Russell as somebody I look to.
Yeah.
And I was like, I can't do this anymore.
At the end of the day, man, it's like Long said, it's just legends. Legends are flawed. They're humans, and they have
everybody. At the end of the day, they're just people.
Yeah,
just because they did something great over here doesn't mean that they can't do something terrible over here.
Definitely iconic, man. But we cannot absolve him from the things that he's done, man. So that's a fact. But I just thought about that because Russell Simmons being 64 is like,
and I see plenty of celebrities like, happy birthday, Russell Simmons.
Yeah.
This, that, and the third, and like I was like, if I had a picture with Russell Simmons right now, I don't know if I'd put it.
That ain't the one.
I'm not putting it on my social media.
Okay, fair.
And there's no real way for him to come out and like to cop to it, because if he cops to it, he's going to jail. And he's
he addressed it at one point in time.
Well, yeah, he said that he vehemently denies.
We'll say it again.
He vehemently.
Okay.
He went on. I remember seeing it on the Breakfast Club a couple years ago, and he's like, if these young ladies have, like, he said, the reason I took my name off of certain things is because, you know, the people who've worked hard, like he said all the right things. I'll just long story short, he said all the right things. But still, these women have an experience, and you can't discount that experience.
100%.
And so that's the problem in society right now.
And it's none of my business.
We're too quick to discount.
I mean, it is, but
a woman's experience, and you know that's what we got to
do.
We got to get away from that.
And I want to clear the air too. I when I made my statement, I'm not saying that I'm discrediting any women's statement. But some are grimy and would definitely hop on a bandwagon in order to try to get.
I think you're delusional. Like you're delusional if you think that's not a possibility. Like to me, that could happen. But I see where you're coming from.
Well, no, because
I do believe that
because at one point when the Me Too thing started, everybody's like, believe all women. Yeah, and I was like, let's believe all proof. But then the thing is, once again, when you're talking about something that happened 30 years ago, it was just these two people, nobody pressed charges, nobody said anything at the time. What as far as forensic proof can we actually believe?
It's just flawed. We can't.
It makes it very hard. It makes it very hard.
Like I can't have a good opinion on this because I don't know anything.
Facts.
You know, everything that I'm sharing right here is just my own personal take. It's like, I want to believe women. Yeah, but that's true. But, you know, like I don't know. I don't know anything. I don't know anything except for what people are telling me. And
well, like I said, happy birthday to Russell Simmons. He definitely is a legend.
Screw that. You out here acting like you know Russell Simmons.
I don't know Russell Simmons.
He got him on speed dial.
If I knew him,
happy birthday to LeBron James.
He invited him over to the rainforest to sit Indian style.
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Rick Rubin rubbing off.
Let's get into this last topic. So I got a list here via Wikipedia. Had this conversation with my cousin the other day about how records age, and you know we're old enough now to have seen records that have been out 20 years or whatever, if you want to put a round number to it. But a lot of records don't age well, and I'm looking. We know, and we all know that we've talked about that. But there's a list. I got a Billboard list of the number one rap singles for the year for 2000s. And
for the year 2000,
the year 2000. Did I say? What did I say?
2000.
You know what you said?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it's 2021, so we can cut it off at between 2000. I don't know, 2001. If you want to go a little bit further, I got a handful of joints. I just want to ask y'all: do y'all think these joints age well? Now you're out more, so you hear when older records are spun or if something might pop up. Mm-hmm. So
speaking to Jay
Moore, so Hot Boys. Missy Elliott is right on the cusp. It's like November 27, 99. Do you think is that a joint that you would consider that age well?
Played at a 90s party.
Okay. So it didn't.
Here goes a song that'll tickle Lawrence fancy.
Does it get crunked up?
I already know what go ahead, man.
Nice. Is it Icons?
Yin Yang Twins. Whistle While You Twerk.
Yeah.
That song is aged like fine wine.
That's aged like fine wine?
Yes, it has.
That has.
You can play that for anybody at any time.
Oh, man. So this is going to get interesting. Okay. Let's try.
Disney came after them for initially.
Yeah, they did.
Because,
they had a cease
all right,
and
so
desist.
I'm not going to even say this one because I think this works, but
yes.
50 Cent in the club.
Come on now.
Grammar specialist.
I mean, it's
your mom's a
don't
English
do that
teacher.
Yeah.
Hey, mama, I messed up.
It's one of those records you can still play when it's somebody's birthday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. What about? Well, Nelly works too. I ain't gonna say Nelly because Hot and Her.
Is
that works.
My favorite popular Nelly song.
Oh, you broke that down. Okay. I like that.
Because I don't like most Nelly songs.
Okay. How about My Baby by Little Romeo?
Come on now.
No,
okay. That's excellent.
Nobody even plays it.
Did they play it then?
It's on the
Billboard list.
No, they didn't. You know why they played it? Because it had a section at the beginning where it sounded like somebody was requesting the song. Right. That was the biggest. That was when I was in radio. I was like, that's genius.
That was 106 in Park era.
Nobody plays that song. Get that out of here.
July 28, 2001. D12 Purple Pills.
Nobody plays that.
Oh, we all know it.
Yeah.
We know it,
Oh
right?
no, I know exactly how.
Yeah.
It had it.
You know it.
I know exactly.
It had a big. I think it had a pretty big impact.
He's being honest. He's being
last
honest.
year.
If somebody played it right now, like if somebody played it tonight at Coaches or something or whatever, wherever.
People would
out
be like,
there
if you don't turn this off.
I'd be like, oh, I remember that.
See, he's
For
being
that,
honest.
for that split second,
Nah, nah,
and then you're
nah,
like, okay, you can go on and move on.
It ain't gonna last too long,
Nah,
Terry.
you got a good 10 seconds with that song before you got to get that up out of here.
Dang, 10 seconds
You
before
got
it's
a
over.
good 10 seconds. You can probably play
Next
the
song.
chorus.
Next song.
Next song.
Let's move
Okay.
on.
He said move on.
One verse.
All right.
That's a one verser.
That's a one verse. Okay.
You can't even play a whole verse.
You
of that
might
song.
actually have to cue up Eminem's part and just play that.
Yeah, that's probably what you should do.
Okay. November 2nd, 2002. Missy Elliott, Work It.
I mean, of course, that
Yeah.
was one of the top 10 songs. Remember?
That's another.
No,
that's-
it was yeah, get your
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Get your freak.
Wrong.
You can.
Missy
You.
song.
I'm sorry if there's 49.9% white people in the crowd, you can still play with. You can definitely play that.
Oh, that's the percentages. Okay.
Yeah, I know my percentages.
All
How
40
about
plus.
2003? Let's see, October 11, 2003. Get Low. Lil Jon, Eastside Boys, Yin Yang Twins.
that crunk
Yeah, that's
era
right.
has aged so well.
I was gonna say I figured that would still go.
It takes people to a certain place where they
Yeah.
like
I
even the
hate
heart.
that
Yeah,
song.
How long you hate that song?
It takes me back to Anderson in the 2004, 2005, and it's just a place I just don't really want to go.
Hey, man, I'm with him. I'm with him on that.
Man, they played that song like 9 times a night.
yeah.
This is true.
Nine. What?
He's not lying.
Well, here's the thing: all Little John beats at that point in time sounded the same. So maybe it was different songs. I don't know, but
This
using
record,
the same synthesizer for everything.
this record is dope, but I don't know.
Just say the song.
Slow jams.
yeah.
Twisted.
Yeah, you can run that.
Yeah,
think
you could
can.
definitely.
Cause y'all,
think
you
you can play
DJ,
it.
so y'all,
What you
know.
gonna be? What you gonna be? What you gonna be? What you gonna be? It's that one, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
That,
Yeah, you can run that.
yeah, you could definitely run that. Next song, Mike.
I'm tripping off him
Honestly,
singing the
all
sample.
Kanye songs have aged very well. If we're talking about early Kanye,
Not recent.
Listen.
Kanye.
listen,
Yeah.
I specified early
No,
Kanye.
Mr. Old Kanye. That's why people say
All
that.
of his early stuff has aged very well.
You got to cut it off at about
Somebody on our TikTok said Kanye has 6 classics.
6 classic. What?
Exactly.
Yeah, cut that out.
Next song.
All right. Let Me Hold You, Bow Wow, Omarion.
That can still get some play.
Yeah,
You're not gonna play a lot of the song,
I'd have
but
to hear it. I don't even know it.
you know what
you can run that.
You can run that.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. Back in two Luther Vandross flips in a row.
Yeah.
Okay. Terry, Soul Survivor, Jeezy and Akon, 2005.
Oh yeah, that's
That'll
going.
still go.
That's going.
Soul Survivor.
Red August
Yeah.
knocking.
That's going.
Yeah,
That's
anything
going.
off TM 101.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's going.
Oh, I ain't even say that. That's obvious.
Do you have any more Yin Yang Twins on there?
Lon, I'm trying to find Yin Yang Twins for you. It Wasn't Me, Shaggy. That got to go.
I like
That's
that.
going.
one.
at
That's
the
going
vote.
at somebody's
That's
something.
if there's 50.01 white people there. Go
That's the
ahead.
percentage?
Yep.
It has to be 50.01 white people for that one to go. That's
sorry.
based off your experience.
Based off my experience.
In
So what
data.
you're saying is in this room, it wouldn't go.
No, it wasn't
No.
going here. No, not
Like
now.
if somebody played It Wasn't Me at Coaches Tonight, I'd look at them weird.
Oh man, that's tough.
What about Short Bus Shorty? Does that still go?
That's going.
Going.
Next song, Mike.
I might be the only person that's played that song.
Yeah, you probably are.
Wobble Wobble, 504 Boys.
If you had a down south party,
Yeah,
nah.
All right, I'm
not just on a regular night though.
Yeah.
okay. That's stupid.
Next
You
up.
got to be in a certain mood to win a.
Yeah, if you did
Yeah,
a no
wobbly,
limit
wobbly,
cash money
shake,
party,
shake
you
it,
definitely
How
play that.
about How about Stand Up, Luda and Shauna?
That really doesn't age well.
That didn't age well.
No.
I don't know that.
You running that? What situation, Terry? You gonna run that
A house party.
house party?
What about Money Ain't a Thing?
You can run. You can.
First of all, it's 98.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's out of the area, but I feel where you going.
Not really.
You can
I mean,
run
it's
that.
close enough.
It's close. I did say something from 99. It ain't that far. I'm not gonna say that. That's obvious.
As if like 98.
What is it that's so obvious?
Lean back.
Yeah, people still like
Yeah.
that song.
Yeah, lean back gonna go.
People still like
Yeah.
that corny song.
Yeah, they'll do. That's a Vegas song.
Yeah. Okay. I
What about Fat Joe's Beard? Does that still go?
don't know.
Next song, Mike.
Yesterday's
I don't know if that go. Thank you, Jay.
I'm
Moore.
trying to keep us
Yeah, thank you. One call away, Chingy and Jason Weaver.
Who's Jason Weaver?
You know who Jason Weaver is. Oh, you
Simba?
might not know Jason
Simba
Weaver.
from Lion King.
Yeah. You ever see the show Thea?
No, he never saw that.
Did you see ATL
You saw ATL, the movie? Yes, you did.
with T.I.?
No.
Oh, well.
Well, you don't know.
One call away doesn't. It doesn't.
It's not a bad
It's not a
song,
bad
though.
record, but as an age,
Just in the age. How about Slow Motion? Juvie and Soulja Slim.
you still,
That's going.
I think that goes, right?
Yeah, that's
Oh,
good.
Slow
I've seen
Motion
that get
for me?
love recently.
Okay.
That's a
all
good
right.
song.
I'm getting the wrap up signal, so I got to find one more.
Got 2 minutes.
Young Jock is going down.
Oh, definitely,
going.
Definitely. Okay.
That's
Okay.
Especially
I
in the
played that
80s.
actually at the end of when we came back for Wind After Work.
Okay.
That's still going.
Jim Jones, We Fly High.
that still goes.
That still
Yeah,
goes.
that's going.
every time,
All right.
regardless of age of the crowd.
I feel like Indianapolis is so different, though.
Nah.
Really?
I think it's
I've
different.
seen that. I've seen that across the board in other cities.
Okay.
Not cities I want to be in.
I got to find one that's. Some of these are just too obvious.
I'm really biased. Anything from like the 2003 to 2005 club era, I don't like.
I'm going right there then, since you said that.
You holding against Anderson, not a.
Yeah, he on that. Yeah, he really is low key.
Very much.
Gold Digger, that works.
That works.
Yeah.
But I like Kanye.
Okay.
It's easy.
Hate it or love it, Game and 50
I don't even
Doesn't
know.
really move.
doesn't really move. Okay. Okay.
And I love that record, but no.
Candy Shop will move on it.
Not a club, right?
Maybe Candy Shop.
Candy Shop?
You know what? If you got a decent little
beat-
white audience,
beat was cold.
You know
Yeah.
something I hear played all the time is throw some D's on it.
That works.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
all
That's
the
gonna
time.
work. Yeah. Yeah, that's gonna work.
Especially the remix with Andre. All you gotta do is play his
What
verse.
about the remix with Kanye?
I see what you did.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Lovers and Friends, Lil Jon, East Side Boys, Usher and Ludacris.
going.
End of the night staple.
That's
Going.
going.
End of the night
All
staple.
right. I'm just checking, man. All right, Red August, I got one more. Let's see. Thought I had one. What about Mims? This is why.
Gosh.
No,
Why you say no so fast?
look, if you play, if you got a reggae party and you play the Jamaican remix, maybe,
Oh, it got to be the Jamaican remix.
but just the regular record, nah, be good.
Okay. Well,
Does Mims have another song?
Mims.
Here's a song called.
What's wrong
He had
with
a song
you, man?
called "Move."
Is he from St. Louis too? If he sounds like a St. Louis artist.
No, he wasn't.
Jay Moore don't want that. He don't want you
But-
putting Mims on St. Louis.
No,
he
he's
got
from-
mad
but
when
the
you
way-
did
He
that.
was from New York.
But the way his face looked, he understood where I was coming from.
Yeah,
Jay Moore, Mims, you sure Mims ain't from St. Louis?
Jibs was from there
You're
though.
thinking of Jibs.
Okay.
His chain hang low.
I've never heard of Jibs.
You've heard it.
You definitely have heard
Have
of
I?
Jibs. You've heard that song.
No, I'm thinking of
Does your
Mims.
chain hang low? Does it wobble to the floor?
Is that St. Louis?
St. Louis.
Yeah. Shout out to the original artist who made that. This dude named Lil Mont.
Okay.
I'm sorry, St. Louis.
Yeah, Long gonna
Hey,
get popped when you
shouts
go to
to
St. Louis.
Everybody
shouts to
in St. Louis was
Mastermind and
getting a record deal at that
Tempo,
time.
Yeah, as soon as when Nelly got signed, every company came looking for somebody from St. Louis. It was
What,
crazy.
what was his name? Pretty Ricky? What was his name?
Pretty Willie.
Pretty Willie.
Yeah.
Pretty Willie. Oh no, Most Def, Pharaoh, and Nate Dogg.
Yeah, that's good.
Red August said yes,
classic.
quick.
It's all right.
It's all right.
I mean, it's better than Mims. Oh no!
On
mean,
paper,
it's-
that
I mean, it's
paper,
Pharaoh Monch. On paper, it's a great song.
No, on paper that doesn't make sense. You see Pharaoh Monch, Mos Def, and Nate Dogg, you'd be like,
Yeah, it's true.
yeah,
Yeah, I give you that.
But
that joint gold.
I meant on paper, it sounds amazing, but you
No.
know,
It might not work.
Maybe it doesn't.
I don't know what the
seem-
percentages are or where you got to play that one, but that's just a
that's a
dope song.
coach's-
play,
It
yeah,
doesn't-
you, play
Hey,
it, you still play it.
It's just cool. Pharaoh Monch is on the list.
Yeah.
so there we
True,
go.
true. Shout out to Pharaoh Monch,
That's-
man. He's a good dude, man. When we met him, he was very nice. Oh man, I love that record.
Let's wrap it up. B.
He said last one and he's still going.
I know, man. So many of them on here. I like Round and Round too with Jonelle.
You know, we
Yeah,
could
like
just save this for the post show.
The remix is good.
Okay, we will.
Wrap it up.
All right, we appreciate your support as always. Go to Google, search anything New Old Heads. You'll find us there. Go to YouTube and subscribe to the New Old Heads Network. Hit the bell for notifications as well. We appreciate everybody that rock with us tonight. Shout out to the chat. We appreciate y'all as well. And stick around for the post show. Peace.
In a minute.
Goodbye.